Hi, I'm Lee Watts. Thank you for joining today. Now, we know that everyone is on video conferencing now, so I thought I'd bring a short video to talk about tips on how to maintain professional presence while doing video conference calls. So, you know, professional presence is very important, or whatever presence that you're trying to align with your brand. So, the tips I'm sharing today hopefully will help you maintain your brand and always put your best foot forward. So, a few trends that we've seen during this pandemic. First of all, just overall digitally, LinkedIn usage has gone up 52%. And I think more than that. That statistic came out in March. So, we know that people are just online now much more than they were before. So, just again, putting out that professional presence is key. We know that there's been a lot of fumbles and mishaps on Zoom, on WebEx, on just video conferencing, whether it's people showing up in their pajamas to meetings or laying in bed having meetings, or even we've seen people, the video was still on while someone went to the restroom, and then that was shared on Twitter with over, I think, 7 million viewers. So we're going to talk about ways to avoid some of these fumbles, things to do, things not to do on video conferencing. So number one, let's talk about things not to do. Don't look bored. I know that's sometimes very hard if you're on back-to-back meetings and have so much to do. So try not to look bored. Also, don't share the wrong screen. That often happens. If you have a lot going on and you have a lot of screens up, make sure to minimize all of your screens if you know that you have to share something that day. Don't forget to alert your housemates that you are going to be on video so that you don't have people walking back and forth behind you and being a distraction to the meeting. And try not to take another call while you're on video. Even if you have it on mute, again, it looks rude. It's a little distracting, so please don't do that. So now, here are some things that you should remember while doing video conferencing. Number one, always look behind you. See what it is that you're projecting. Does it align with what you want to project? Is it distracting to the viewers, to the audience? Does it line up with your brand? With Zoom, we know that you can add a wallpaper, which is great, but even then, think about what wallpaper you want to put up. Some people may want to put their logo up, which is good, but also, is there something else that you may want to project to communicate a feeling or emotion that you want to invoke in the meeting or with the people that you're speaking to? So be strategic about that. Professional grooming and attire. So depending on your audience, depending on the type of meeting that you're having, make sure that you show up as professional as possible. Again, depending on the meeting. If it's a little bit more casual and being, all buttoned up is not as important, that's fine, but you still should look like you tried, that this meeting is important to you and that you valued this time that you're going to have with other people. So be sure to do that. And I have next to my desk a scarf and a jacket that I'm ready to throw on at any time before I have a meeting. If I just came from the gym or something else and I don't want that look on the screen, I just grab one of my scarves or grab my jacket, blazer jacket, and put that on, and I look more put together. And I always have like a go-to hairstyle too that you can quickly pull together if you have a last minute meeting. Next, always know your angles. So know the screen, the positions to put your camera on for video conference calls. You don't want it to be too high so that you're looking up. You definitely don't want it to be too low so that you're looking down at the screen, because sometimes down angles aren't very complimentary for women. So make sure it is shoulder length, face length, and you're looking directly at the camera. Let your light shine. Make sure you know where that light is coming in for your camera. So make sure to put light behind your camera so that you're able to have a nice glow on your face and highlight your best features. If all of the light is behind you and you have no light behind that camera, you're going to come up as a shadow and dark. So be sure to let your light shine. Next, always know where that mute button is. You never, never, never know when you're going to have to hit that mute button. If you're the one that's causing the static or the background noise in a meeting, you don't want to be that person. So make sure you mute when necessary. Also, eat, drink, and be merry later, not on that video call. Sometimes, yes, it's okay to drink, a cup of coffee, some water, but if you're, guggling down a drink or eating a lot, you're distracting to the meeting, and that is what you don't want to do. You do not want to distract from the speaker or what's happening in the meeting. You don't want to be a distraction. So anything that's causing a lot of movement, even pets, things sitting on your lap, don't do that. Stay focused on the meeting. And finally, join the party. If everyone is showing up via video and you're the only one that's decided not to, be sure to let the host know why you can't, or just apologize a little, saying, hey, I'm driving or I'm in the middle of something. I can't join via video, but I do want to participate on this call. Just as a courtesy, if everyone else took the time to show up, dress up, pull themselves together, and turn on that video, you definitely should do that as well. And actually, one more final thing. When you're showing up on video calls, if there is a way for you to make sure your name shows up properly, be sure to take that time to edit and make sure that everyone on the call, especially if these are people that you may not know very well, first time seeing you or meeting you, you want them to see and know your name. Okay? So those are a few tips for video conferencing and putting together professional presence during these video conferencing calls. They are here to stay, so we want to make sure that we are ready and putting our best foot forward. So thanks again. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll leave all my information below.